Okay, let me make sure I'm online. Okay. Hello, I'm Alex from A.P. Inc. So today I'm going to be picking up where I left off last time, which I was working on this perspective, and I was going to leave it where I left it last time, but I would like to see this finished. I was going to do it in my own time, but after letting it sit for a bit, I realized I didn't put any streetlights in, and I feel like I should do that. So this is the reference that I was using before, which is just the tops of the buildings, which maybe that's why I didn't even think to put in streetlights. But I think putting in streetlights is gonna help with the perspective of the buildings. So I've got a reference of some streetlights. So I'm just gonna, I think, mark it out first. For how far they should be spaced out. I'm I'm debating if I should put in a curb first and put the streetlights in line with the curb. Trying to figure how I want to do this. If I want to go in with the pencil and then go back in with the fine liner for marking this out. I think I'm just going to go in with the fine liner. So I've got a 0.2 fine liner, and hopefully my line is straight. Okay. Then I think I'm going to use centimeters to mark out the spacing. Thinking maybe 1.5. And then from here, I'm going to start shortening the distance. So I went from 1.5 to 1. That's probably as... I was going to leave it there, but I suppose I could add one more. I do have a few other perspectives that I want to play with. Other cityscapes, landscapes. So starting with 1.5 again. And then here I'm going to switch to 1. And right here I just switched to 0.5 centimeter. And then I think to try and play up the height of these buildings, trying to decide how tall I want to make these. The shorter the street lights are, the taller the buildings will look. So maybe 1.5 centimeters again. And for these, because I've already got the buildings drawn and done the line art, I'm thinking I might just use the fine liner to put in. I should probably actually make sure that these are straight because that looks crooked. I'm just gonna put in the post. Then I'm gonna finish inking the scene, and then I want to try. I've got some colored pencils, white and yellow, that I think I'm gonna use to try and add a glowing light to the top of each. Now, the problem with this is my posts kind of line up with other things behind them. Let me try to realign my indication marks just so maybe I can get away from that a little bit, the overlapping. I mean, that would actually happen in real life, but just for trying to make it a bit more understandable, I don't think that was proper English, but I hope I got my point across. I mean, unfortunately, this post lines up with the center line for the building here, but sometimes that actually does happen in real life. So I'm doing these 1.5 centimeters. It's just taking me a minute because the lines are so small and close together. I'm trying to decipher what I'm looking at. Some of it's just the joy of being dyslexic. It messes with your vision. Just making sure I've actually made these the right length. Some of this is a bit of an optical illusion if you've ever seen those. Um, I can't think of the name of any of them really right now, but there is like one with stairs where it looks like it's a box, but you can't, the way they're drawn, it looks like the stairs are going down in the front, but up in the back, but it's just like a perfect square of stairs. So, um, saying that because the lines should be the same length, but because it's at an angle, like this line looks longer than this line, but they're the same length. So here I'm going to switch to 1 centimeter. Make sure I'm actually keeping my ruler straight for this. Okay, that one was maybe 3/4 of a centimeter. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Then I'll ink the lines. I just want to make sure I'm drawing them straight. So I shortened it up to a centimeter. Okay, so I'm gonna go over that with a fine liner. I'm thinking just for the thickness, I'm gonna switch to 1.0 for the ones up close in the foreground. So the thickness of the fine liner ends up being, excuse me, basically the thickness of the light post. So that was roughly 3/4 of a centimeter. I'm gonna go backwards so maybe I won't smear the ink. That, and hopefully the thicker line helps the post stand out against the lines of the building. Okay. I'm gonna give that a minute to dry, and then I will erase the pencil. Okay, so clearly I already started inking this, but ran into both of the colors I picked out because they both dried out and for whatever reason exploded. Trying to decide what color or colors. I mean, the reference has like a red sky for whatever reason, which I'm sure there's some scientific reason for it, but that sometimes uh light pollution at night can cast a color. I haven't really looked into it. Maybe it's just because of the actual lights, uh, like the light bulbs or whatever. I will be right back. I'm trying to figure what color, if I should have like one base color with shadows like the reference does, because that's like a teal color with like a gray gradient. I mean, I can't use these colors because again the markers kind of killed themselves. I could use kind of similar colors, maybe this aqua blue, and I could use that color like this way and then like another purple color that way, which is kind of what I was gonna do. Okay, aqua. Obviously they're not going to be the same colors as what I started with. Maybe lavender blue? But maybe for the sides I should pick out maybe a gray so that the face colors are one, or the face of the buildings are one color and then what you can see of the sides are a different color. Maybe this neutral gray. Okay, let's see how this works. So, aqua blue first. So moving on to the pink. And I suppose another way to do this would actually be, instead of you pulling in a third color, to do the like the left side of the building this blue color, and then the right side of the building this purple color, meaning that the sides here could be purple and then the sides here could be blue. I think I'm going to keep going this way though. So lavender blue. Okay, neutral gray. This is that lavender blue. I think I might also use this gray on the windows. Although I do have this blue gray, I might do that instead. Oh, I forgot that my line was wonky here. So let me just try to mask that. Maybe I can kind of mask it a bit more in the next step. Blue gray. So I want to add a color for the street, for the sidewalk, and pick one for some of the sky up here. I don't know if I really want to fill up the entire page. To think about it though, what color is sidewalk? Like around here, it's kind of a real pale, kind of yellowish gray. Never really thought about it before um if there are other colors for it or if it's the same all over. I mean, I am gonna do this like a night scene, so maybe I'm thinking too much on this. So I'm thinking dark gray for the road versus black. Maybe this dragon well tea. I don't know. I wasn't gonna do the entire page, but maybe I will. I wish I had made these hash marks hollow boxes. I mean, thinking about it, had I actually taken a minute, I could have done that before I inked the road. It's kind of too late for that now. We'll try soft yellow for the sidewalk. And I could have added like the division lines for the sidewalk block, but I think it would have ended up looking too busy and maybe confusing. For the sky. because I'm already so far away from the color tone in the original, or in the reference, um, I'm not sure if I should continue to reference the reference. Like, if I were to use a red tone, I would almost create like a bubble with the red, and then use a darker tone like maybe zinnober, zinnober, I'm not sure, to create like the inner bubble. If I should use the same color throughout, or if I should add a second color. Because again, I've got colored pencil that I can use to try to um, gradate the color. I'm going to start with this and decide after. So, zinnober, yeah, zinnober, I think. only thinking about this now, I actually had big fat Sharpies. The I don't have them right here in front of me, but I have them somewhere. That would have been better for this. To fill up this space. Try and cover up some of the streakiness. I think you can see them even better on camera. Okay. So I'm gonna use white, yellow, and black. Get the quote-unquote easy part out of the way first. I'm not going to use this. This is black. I'm not going to use it as hard as possible. I'm just going to try to gray things out. I'm thinking instead of using colored pencils that I might do this digitally, only because I want to create a glow at the top of each of these lines, and then create a cast light at the bottom of each of these at the bottom of each of the lights, and maybe a glow at some of the windows, which I think will be easier to do digitally. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this one here. Like I said, I think I said at the start of this, there are some other perspectives that I want to get into. I wasn't really planning on spending the entire session doing this, but art takes the time that it takes. If you'd like to hang out with me for another perspective practice, please make sure that you're following me and that your notifications are turned on so that you're notified for the next time I go live. And really, from my perspective, for the first dedicated perspective that I've done, not that bad, but I still have, there are definite areas that I need to work on. But yeah, thank you to anybody who watched or watches. Sorry if I already said that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.